So let's jump into module 4, hooks, scripts, reels, and stories with AI. This is quite a fast module, but I think it is quite important just so you understand how to build out the hooks, build out the reels as well. So hooks can control everything. As you know, I drilled this into you back in the Instagram growth system, how important the hooks will be. And this is how you're going to make them. Whether people stop scrolling or not, whether they actually watch your reel at all, whether they tap through to your stories, whether the algorithm pushes you. So this is how incredibly important the hooks are. So you need to make sure that you've got the best ones possible. And now I'm going to show you how to do that. So speak your idea, get hooks. As I keep saying, use your voice. Don't just type it in. You know, your voice will come off very different, and it's going to be a lot more natural when given an explanation to GPT to get the ideal hook. So example, I want to record a reel and some stories about this idea. Talk for 20, 30 seconds about what your idea is. Give me 15 hook options under 10 words that call out my ideal follower, hit their main pain point or desire, and match my direct, no BS tone. The difference compared to what I'm teaching you now and what was in the last module was trying to figure out what content you should be posting. What are your pillars? You know, what's the direction of your account? What we're working on now is once you have that, how do you keep creating more content using them pillars on a daily or weekly, monthly basis, however you want to do it. So by telling it exactly what you want, it's going to be able to spit out 15 hooks, 10, 20, whatever you want. Then what I would do is once you've got the 15, choose the top ones that you like. Sometimes it might be 1, sometimes it might be 5. You never really know what you're going to get out of it. And just say, I like 1, 3, 10, and 12. Build me another 10 using the structure and format of them ones. Then you're going to be able to narrow it down eventually and get 15 or 10 really good hooks that are ideal for what you need them for. So it says here, pick two or three hooks that you actually like. If they're weak, go again. I would pick 2 or 3 and then go to the next step and ask for another 10 as well, because you'll be surprised. Once you pick the 2 or 3 best ones, it'll probably give you another 7 or 8 really good ones as well that you can use. So once you've got the hook, a good thing to do as well is to turn the hook actually into the reel script as well. You don't just need to go backwards and create the reel. Once you've created the reel, go and create the hook. If you're getting really good engagement on the hooks that you're doing, build the reel out of that hook as well. So now write a 30 to 45 second Instagram reel script using hook 3. So it's going to know what's in that hook as well. What's the topic? There's no point doing a certain hook of this is how to get to $1 million in the next 3 weeks, and then the reel being something completely different. You know, it has to flow in. Otherwise, the people will get hooked, and then the video will be a completely different, and then they're going to disappear as well. So this is why it's a good idea to build out the hooks as well first, then go into the reels after. So structure, hook, first 3 seconds, 3 to 4 short points, you know, keep it short. As I mentioned, 15 seconds really on a reel when you first start off, then go to 30 seconds and then go longer. The reason is if you're posting a 1-minute reel and nobody really knows you, nobody really cares about you, you know, get rid of your ego. Nobody does care about what you're doing really. So, but they will do after a certain amount of time. But they're going to drop off if you're just doing really long-winded reels. But once you've got that person engaged, they like your content, they're engaged, you know, they're speaking with you as well, then you can start doing longer form content and get them hooked in. There are occasions, I'm not saying this is always the case. Some people do brilliant from day one with a 1-minute reel, but from experience and from looking at clients inside and out, it's best to start small and gradually increase, especially if you're doing kind of like a podcast kind of thing. People do podcasts and then they post a minute of them talking, but nobody really knows who they are. So if nobody knows who they are, you know, goes through the mind, why should I listen to you? But if it's like the most important part in a 15-second reel, they might listen to that. Okay, so it keeps the watch time super high, and it's just a lot easier to produce the content. Simple CTA at the end. Could be in the middle, could be at the start as well. Follow, save DM, like, link, etc. So again, tell it what type of CTAs you like. You've already provided it with your data and your statistics stats from your post, so it'll know which ones are working well. Make it sound like me. Now that might quite sound quite funny, but ChatGPT does have a main bio on you. If you actually go and speak to ChatGPT, it'll tell you all the information that it knows about you, because it does have a main bio within ChatGPT as well. So it knows like the way that I type, the way that I talk. So from all that information, it will be able to produce content that sounds like me and not like somebody else. Not robotic. This can happen. This normally happens if you don't put enough information in. If you don't train the AI on yourself, it will just sound robotic. Short sentences, spoken language. Read it out loud once. If it feels fake, tell AI to change what to change. So exactly what to change. And this is really, really important when it comes to all this stuff with AI. And I still make this mistake as well. I literally made this mistake 2 weeks ago, that I built loads of ad content. And then what I asked it to do is, by using the transcripts, I asked it to then piece a hook with the main body with the outro. Now, I thought it was going to work really well because I trained it properly. But when I actually went and listened to the videos, it just didn't quite work, because when you're uploading videos and sound to AI, it's not listening. Okay, it's getting the transcript exactly like you would see here, and it's reading the words. So sometimes on paper, it might look really good, but when you say it out loud, it sounds a bit weird. So this is always important as well. Like, don't just get a script and then expect to go and use it. Like, it's a really good one to say it out loud, talk about, say the script, and then go back to it and then change a few things in it. Because you can always see people really who are just getting the first response from the AI and then using it. This is a really good one as well. Read it out loud and you'll figure out how good it is. 4.3, turn the same idea into a story sequence. Now, if you're on a roll and you've got the hooks, you've got the carousels, why not use it in the stories? Because at the same time that you're posting that relative content and that topic or that type of format, you want the stories to match it. So if you're talking about something, you want people to first see it in the stories, link that to the main post, and then you're going to create a traffic of more people being able to see it as well. So whenever you're doing your content, it's always a great idea to do it all together. Don't just go, okay, now I need to do a reel. Now I need to do a story. Now I need to do this. Like, build it all together. And this used to take way longer, whereas now you can spend an hour and you can have 30 days worth of content all done within an hour, really, once you get good at it and you've gone down the line of practicing. So one of the prompts, using the same core idea and hook, create a 4 to 6 story sequence. Now, you could use them across 4 to 6 days. Ideally, you shouldn't really be posting, in my eyes, more than like 5. So you might post that across 2 days, but that's perfectly fine. For each story, tell me what text goes on each screen, roughly what should I do, whether I should use a poll or a sticker. Now, this is taking away all the thought process, or 90% of the thought process and planning process that you need to do for your content. And most people who are really starting out, they're not going to know what to post. You're not going to have all these ideas. So this is where it comes in. This is what is going to do all the planning. So you can focus on what you do best, speaking to customers, also, creating the actual content. Leave this to do the boring work. And yeah, it saves massive amount of time. Record those stories right after your reel while you're already in the flow. Now, this is so important. I've mentioned this before. Don't really just try to do content every single day. Like, try to piece it together exactly as I'm building you this course now. Like, do you think that I'm recording a video and then coming back the next day, then the next day? I've done about 5 hours of recording this morning, this afternoon now, since I've started, but I'm in the flow of it. I've been doing the other one. So always try to piece your content together. It makes it so much easier when you're doing it, because you're cold when you start. You have to warm up a little bit, and the first couple of reels and stories aren't good. You stutter, you make mistakes. So when you're doing your content, if you've got a reel and then you've got a story as well that is on the same topic, it's going to be so much easier to produce that story, and you're going to get a lot more of a flow. It's going to look more natural. So make sure you always record your content together when possible. 4.4, building a simple hook log. Now, I highly recommend this. I have in my project or gem, depending on what you're using, I also have all my best hooks in there as well. The hooks that I really like, that have worked really well online. So we'll reference them when it makes new hooks as well. And then with the statistics that you're getting, you can kind of rate them. Be like, this one got a 9 out of 10, this one got a 7 out of 10 for this type of topic. So add them all into a sheet or doc, then I would add them straight back into ChatGPT. Date, post link, hook, topic, and pillar. If you put all of them things in, within 2 months of using this system, the level of preparation for your reels is going to be so good. It's going to be awesome. And later we'll feed this into the AI with your metrics, as I mentioned. So to quickly recap, do the hooks, then do the reel afterwards. You can do the story at the same time. Try to record it. Make sure you read out the script when you're doing it. And you don't need a fancy system. Just Google Sheets or Google Doc. It's super easy. Keep it simple, stupid. They used to say this all the time when I was a kid. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Date, post link, hook, topic. That's all you need to know to be building your hooks. It looks very simple and it's a very short module, but this is how easy this stuff is once you kind of get used to it. So awesome. See you in module 5.